Hello once again, my friends. It is time for a continuation, a part 2 to the Lord of Dorkness series. Also, I just want to point this out here. This is from Reddit user Mr. Bleh, but I also want to point out that I'm glad that you've accepted that name. I wanted to keep the original name because the original name of this post is actually more impactful than what I had to call it, but I'm not allowed to say certain things on YouTube, so I am sorry about that. I'm pretty sure I explained that in the last video, but at the same time I still really feel bad about it, because it's like, this is important. But, you know how YouTube is. Anyway, let's continue. This is the Lord of Dorkness 2, Cat Pee-Pee and Grays. Well, I'm already uncomfortable. How are you? I'm back again to share more weird cult stuff that I went through. Thank you for the support and sharing my story the first time. It helped me come to terms with what happened more. Well, thank you for sharing your story with all of us, and I'm so very proud of each and every one of you for being such wonderful, supportive people to Mr. Bleh. You guys really are the best. For this story, I'll have to warn you that it dives into the deep end. Please have a barf bucket on standby. For context, Blue's cult believed that they had inhuman souls, and they are transspecies, meaning that they are not human souls trapped in a human body. Otherkin. That's what they're more commonly known as. I was joking about the devil worshipping Otherkin. Turns out I was right. Keeping this in mind, here we go. It was the evening when I came into the cult's server. There was a conversation going on in the main chat. I looked into it, and they were talking about, let's call them intimate parts of the feline. This conversation was started by Cat, who believed that he was a big fantasy creature cat soul-wise. Without going into much detail, Cat was going in depth about sizes, sexualizing cat wangs, and going off with his buddies over it.
I declare exterminatus.
I'm an asexual, and I have sexual trauma that stems to PTSD. I politely told them this, thinking they would be considerate and end the conversation / take it somewhere private. I was very wrong. Instead, I got reprehended by Blue, who said, "It's not healthy to repress sexuality. It plays a huge role in Satanism." So, anytime Blue talks, I will be using that voice, and I have an explanation as to why, and I'll tell you at the end of this video because, there's a lot more. But also, as from what I know, when it comes to their specific brand, shall we say, of Satanism, they do actually believe that. That doesn't make it okay, though. It does not fucking matter. If someone asks you not to do something because it's very harmful or insulting or just generally not fucking okay, you're just kind of a dick if you keep doing it, you know? Yeah, consideration for, different things happening. But you get what I mean. For Blue to just immediately go into how this is, you don't know, this is how we do things, and you're just simply not allowed to be asexual. Like, well, since you believe that you're, a mystical creature, maybe you can generate, with your mystical magical Satan abilities, the ability to not be a douchebag. That would be a fantastic spell. Start working on that one, buddy. I'm positive you can do it. Once again, I told him about my trauma. Instead, he turned around and blamed me for not letting them speak freely and to get over my trauma. Well, it turns out I was wrong about trying to figure out how to grow compassion with a magic spell. Turns out you're just a douchebag all the way through, aren't you? Seriously, fuck you, pal. There were a few other words, but that's a memory I try to suppress. Completely understandable, and I'm very sorry that you had to go through all that. But what I do remember is telling him that he could make a separate chat for NSFW stuff. Again, he said, free speech is also an aspect of Satanism, and humans often suppress sexuality. Oh, shut the fuck up, you LARPing little shitbag. There is no reason to not simply have a different category whenever it comes to these things, because some people don't really want to discuss that in the main category. It's kind of the reason why in my own Discord chat, if I can promote myself slightly here in order to make a fucking point, we have so many different channels. Because we have just one channel, and everybody's trying to talk about different things, and the one channel, it fucking sucks. Nobody likes that. Just make a different channel. It's not censoring free speech. It's giving people places to discuss different topics. You'd know that, except that your magical otherkin head is so far up your satanic ass that you're able to find polyps by simply looking. It then led to him ranting at me in DM, saying that I embarrassed him in front of our friends and made him look like the bad guy. Bitch, you are the bad guy. Shut the fuck up. I left the server to clear my head, mostly. Blue was throwing a huge tantrum over it and admitted to harming himself over it because he had hurt me. It made me come back, and even though he was reluctant, as he stated, he made a chat labeled as mature. The more I hear about this guy, the more I fucking cannot stand him. Not even the pretentious nature or the I know so much more about everything is. Not even just that. The fact that I don't fully believe that this self-harming actually happened. And I usually believe people when they tell me that they're going through something like that and they have a problem and they discuss that kind of thing. I don't believe this one because this one's a manipulative little asshole. Blue is an absolute shitbag. That this is not above the kind of bullshit they would pull in order to get attention. And believe me, I'm gonna go into that. Once again, thank you for letting me get this out. Once again, thank you for sharing with all of us. I have a lot of stories from that group, and if you ever feel like you want to share them with us, you are more than welcome to. Now, at one point during this excursion, I discussed how I have a little bit of an insight into this, and that's because I do. See, I've read Blue's postings on different websites. I won't say where. That information is for me and me alone. Well, me and Mr. Blue. But I'm not saying anything. So, you're not going to get addresses or anything like that, but I will tell you what I've seen, and I will tell you what I know. So, reading Blue's words directly, I have learned that this is someone who is deeply arrogant and incredibly dramatic. This is basically the Satanist version of just the mean girls. It's all about their ego and how everybody just has to think that they're the best. Isn't it always interesting how whenever somebody's an otherkin, it's always something magical or mystical or powerful? There's always like a wolf or a griffin, or in this case, a dragon. It's never like a marmoset or like a squirrel or like a lamprey. No, it's always something astounding. And considering what I've seen, what I've read, and what I've witnessed, yeah, Blue does have a form of artistic talent, but artistic talent doesn't make you a good person. You can draw wonderfully and still be an absolute shitbag. I mean, we know that from people in Hollywood. But reading more into what they do believe, and not just on the website that is about this specific brand of belief, it is very much apparent that, well, let's just put it this way. They like to draw pictures of the different high, powerful demons, whatever, Lucifer and others, and somehow they all have, like, satyr horns that's, like, really elaborate. And, of course, they're all very fancifully dressed white men. Because, what we mentioned in the last one, got a little bit of an ist problem there. Kind of sounds like Ray, if you get what I'm going for. Yeah, they're kind of a piece of shit. And I'm not surprised by this, given what I saw. I read through a bunch of their stuff, and maybe I'll save things and we can talk about it on other occasions. I haven't really decided yet. I'm still thinking about it. Give me time here. But let's go back to our other friend. I don't know much about Cat, aside from what's mentioned in these stories. But, this discussion of certain feline endowments, shall we say, strikes me as, the kind of thing that, I'm not allowed to say. Let's just say a trip to the zoo is not a place they should be going. If you catch my drift, not allowed to say the word. It's a naughty word. Thanks, YouTube. So, this is disgusting. This is absolutely fucking disgusting. This entire group sounds like a bunch of really egotistical otherkin assholes who've decided they just know better than everyone. They're so much smarter than everyone, and they're so much more capable than everyone else. You know, they understand the universe so much better than everyone else. And believe me, yes, I read through several of the posts on Blue's account, and there's a lot of stuff about how the world would be so much better without all these filthy humans. These humans who are ruining nature and ruining everything. They're so horrible, we should just get rid of all the humans. Isn't it funny that you come to that conclusion while at the exact same time considering yourself not human? Because of course you're the exception, aren't you? Of course you're not going to be caught up in that. If we remove all the humans from the world so that nature can take over and the world would just heal, you wouldn't be one of the people removed, would you? Because you're special. Right? Fuck off. Just because you claim to believe in some nonsensical sky monster or whatever the fuck doesn't make you special. Everyone can believe in whatever they want. But it does not mean that you are an exception, or that you're smarter than everybody else, or that you're better than everybody else. It doesn't surprise me that this person considers themselves like a dragon otherkin with all that nonsense, because of course they think they are. They have to be special, given how much smarter they are than everyone else. Honey, you're not smarter than everybody else, and you're not expressing your religion and your beliefs better than everybody else. You're just a narcissistic little shithead who happens to have people who listens to them. But that doesn't make you smart, and it doesn't make you compassionate, and it definitely doesn't make you a good person. What I've learned from this story so far is the only good person to come out of this group is Mr. Bleh, who I'm glad is here with us. The rest of them, well, here's hoping at one point they'll figure out that this whole thing is fucking bullshit. Of course, considering that Blue is in their 30s now, this is going to be them for the rest of their life. I kind of imagine Blue looking like, or not just looking, let's be completely honest. I watched a bunch of documentaries about Ken Penders, and I kind of imagine Blue being in that exact little area. Someone who is so in love with their own creation, and their own specific set of doing things, and their own specific rules, that no one else could ever come close to how smart and capable they are. If you want any examples of that, there are several documentaries about Ken Penders and why the entire Sonic community can't stand him. He's also been trying to create his own comic book series, Ken Penders has. He started publication, or who am I kidding? He started pre-work in 2012, and it'll be published never. He never fucking finished it. But you know he's smarter than everybody else. And that's why we come back to our friend Blue here. Because it's the same thing. You don't understand Satanism like I do. I know all about it. Please. You didn't have to build an entire Discord server around a religion just to jerk off, pal. You can go and handle yourself and not be a fucking tool to a bunch of people who are just trying to find a community. And then again, considering the rest of the people in this group, they might enjoy that. Mr. Bleh, I am so sorry that you had to deal with all this, and I'm so very glad that you are no longer a part of that. You do not need to be exposed to that kind of shit. And as for Blue, well, I doubt you'll ever hear this, but seriously, if you do, you have all these satanic powers. Why can't you just grow a personality that doesn't involve you being a total shit? I guess it's the miracle we'll never see. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this. I realize that this series is quickly devolving into me just dragging another horrible religious cult because, well, it's funny. But I am glad that you're here. You are wonderful people, and I love you all. If you enjoyed this, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I have a Ko-Fi and a merch store. You can check those out. I'd greatly appreciate it. But if you can't, totally understandable. Don't worry about it. It's all good, baby. If you'd like to send me your own story or topics or questions or anything, send it to r/Moonhorse Stories. It's my personal subreddit, so I absolutely will see it. I have my own Discord server, which I mentioned earlier. Shameless plug, I know. But you're welcome to join us. We are a wonderful, wonderful group. 1,000 times better than these fuckers. And every Saturday, there's a live stream. Feel free to come hang out with us. The links to all the things that I mentioned, and more things, are actually in the description of this and every single video. Feel free to check it out. I love you all so very, very much, and thank you for being a part of this. I'll see you in the next episode, everybody. Goodbye.